Last week, I was invited to the Google Cloud Summit for the Marketing Leaders Exchange, an invite-only event uncovering the future of AI. Now, this was a closed event where Google was showing us the latest tools and the key principles that drive their AI strategy. But I'm here to show you exactly what happened at the event and how you can use the same principles as a company that has over 183,000 employees and makes a profit of about £1.6 trillion a year. I'm Gina. I'm a marketing director from South London, and I've spent the last 20 years building businesses from scratch. I now help creators, freelancers, and people who have their own idea on their own product build a business without the expense of hiring your own staff and building an actual company. This channel teaches you how you can build your own business for less time, less money, and a lot more focus. But first, if you are watching this video, it is probably because, let's be honest here, you want to make your own money. Whether you want to make content, whether you are a freelancer, or you already have a product, this right here is why you are in the perfect place at the perfect time. This is the Gartner Hype Cycle, and this is applicable across multiple new industries and technologies. But as Ant Hill from Google correctly described, we are currently sitting here between disillusionment and the slope of enlightenment. And the best place to play is right here in the slope of enlightenment. People who adopt and utilize AI right here in the slope of enlightenment are going to be so much further ahead than everyone who waits until that curve grows to actually utilize the power. People who build in this phase are going to benefit the most. So let's do that for you. Now, the biggest thing that I learned on this full day event that took over the whole of Tobacco Docs is that Google's AI strategy is built on two core principles. Firstly, the principle that you do not need an AI strategy, and secondly, on Lumiere's law. But what do either of those things mean, and how can you actually benefit from knowing them? So the first key takeaway is that you don't need an AI strategy. You need AI to run your strategy. With the growth of AI in this technology, a lot of people have got distracted with trying to create an AI strategy, how they're going to implement it into their business and how it's going to serve them. While this sounds really impressive, and it is a bit of a buzzword that we should all have an AI strategy, that is actually not going to do anything for you. Especially not if you are a small business or someone who's starting something for yourself. You do not need to get distracted by thinking about how you are going to implement it. You just need to start using it. AI is here to replace drudgery, take on your tasks, and help you reach your business goals faster, easier, and cheaper than ever before. It is not here to add complex layers to a business and have its own self-serving strategy. People who will get ahead within this slope of enlightenment know that you don't actually need an implementation strategy. What you need is a business strategy and to implement AI to run that strategy for you. I've done a full rundown of how the first billion-dollar business is going to be built by a solo founder by using AI to run their business strategy. Check out the full video here, but know that Google are right in this approach. You don't need to spend time building an AI strategy. You need to spend time getting AI to run your core strategy. You need to get busy doing the things that you need to do and let AI run the rest. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that after we have a quick look at Google's second core principle guiding their strategy. And that core principle is Lumiere's law. Lumiere's law is quite simply, don't limit your ability to see potential because you can't quite imagine it yet. And this principle stems from the fact that a lot of people tend to miss the full potential of new technologies because they are basing their use of new technologies on their use of old technologies. They use new tools based on their current understanding of tech. And you are probably guilty of this. I see so many people using ChatGPT as simply a replacement for Google. You might actually be guilty of this yourself. Say you're trying to achieve something you don't have the skill set for, like setting up an email nurture sequence. You might have gone across to ChatGPT and literally typed out, how do I set up an email nurture sequence? This is harnessing less than 1% of the power AI. This is layering our understanding of old tech onto new tech, which will limit the possibilities of what we can achieve. And we are all guilty of it. I sometimes find myself asking ChatGPT what the weather will look like this weekend, or how long does a jacket potato take in the air fryer? This old tech approach to using new tech may mean that you never get out of this scope of enlightenment and you don't take full advantage of AI. So if you want to be successful, you need to be open-minded and always in experimentation mode. never just defaulting to the old ways in which you've interacted with technology. So the two biggest takeaways that I took from last week was that you don't need an AI strategy, you need AI to run your strategy, and do not use new technology in the same way that you used old technology. But what does that actually mean for you? And how do you technically and actually implement AI to build your business properly? I've been building businesses for over 20 years, and in that time, I have come across hundreds and hundreds of new ideas, new products, and people that wanted to build their own brand. The successful ones are those that didn't get lost in the planning, but actually got right down to the doing. And that is what I hope to inspire with this channel. When we look at Google's principles, we know that we don't need to spend time building an AI strategy. What we need is to take tools in AI and run our strategy. If you are just starting out and you don't know where to start with this, every single business in the world has a strategy that is built on 3 core principles. Your goals that you have for revenue as a business, as a founder, as a product, the people who are going to purchase your product or your services to get you to those goals, and then the tactics that you have to get them to spend that money. Strategy has become such a buzzword that we try and reinvent it every year. We try to build out new business strategies when it is just as simple as what are you trying to achieve, who is going to purchase your product, and how do you get to them. So instead of spending time and energy creating a new strategy, get AI to run the business of finding your buyers and getting them to buy. There is no reason to complicate things. Your business strategy could be that simple. I want to drive $10,000 of revenue from people who want to learn more about building their business, and I'm going to use YouTube, my contacts, and my social media. If you want to build a more in-depth strategy for yourself, check out my course that gives you the fundamentals of how you actually build your business strategy. Where we need to make sure we are not approaching new tech with the way that you use old tech is in the application of AI to build that strategy. Every business in the world will have a strategy in which to grow their revenue by getting people to buy their service, by getting in front of those people. Most businesses in the world execute this strategy with teams, departments, and people. In order to do those 3 things that every strategy is built on, you have traditionally needed companies and workforces. It actually takes a lot of people, a lot of effort, a lot of money, and a lot of time in order to execute those 3 simple things. But implementing Lumiere's law, we now know that that doesn't have to be the case. By utilizing new technology properly, we can actually set up agents and systems that take over the work of entire teams and entire people. And we do that by setting up AI and tooling in order to work in 4 different ways: automating, delegating, accessing, and outsourcing. These 4 components of utilizing AI will do the work of an entire 18,000 person business. If you want to build something successful, you need to be utilizing AI to do these 4 things for you. The exact way to use AI is that in your automation space, you need to be using Granola to do all of your meeting note takings. You need to set up Make so that you have smart automation for all of your incoming emails and to-do lists. You need to build your email nurture sequences once and then let them automatically run time and time again. You then need to make sure that you are delegating the things that you don't have time for, not to teams and not to people, but to tools. You need to delegate your tasks directly to AI agents. You need to use Notion to run your project management for you so you are not doing any of the admin. You need to take off all of those repeatable, time-consuming tasks and make sure that new technology is set up to do that for you. The rise of technology and AI has also meant that accessing information is easier than ever before. It also means that you don't need an entire market research team or an innovation team, and you definitely don't need a data and analysis team anymore. You can utilize deep research and custom ChatGPTs in order to build out your entirety of your research department. You can do this for unbiased collection and dissemination of data. You can set up systems in which you can repurpose information and understand how to actually learn from your data. And finally, you can also completely outsource to tools and AI for less than 1 coffee a week. Using tools like Descript to do your production, using tools like Canva to do all of your design, using things like Joseph to do all of your legal work. If you want to use AI to build something successful, the exact way to do that is to make sure that you are automating, delegating, accessing, and outsourcing by setting up systems that will build your business for you. This is exactly how you use AI to run your strategy, and you make sure that you are not layering your old technology uses onto new technology. This 5-component system is the basis of good brand building in 2025. And it is exactly how to build a successful business using AI instead of hiring teams and spending a ton of money. If you want to build something successful, you need to still build a business, but you need to build a business with the resources that we have available whilst we are in this scope of enlightenment before everyone takes advantage and you miss the boat to be successful. If you want to learn how to do that, subscribe, follow along, because I teach you exactly how to do that. And I've got a ton of resources to help you build your business better, completely free. This is the time, this is the moment to utilize all the tools that are available for you. I hope this has inspired you to start your own thing.